What is going on, everybody? Coming fresh off of the Shadow of the Earth Tree DLC comes BlackMyth WuKong, which is fast approaching releasing August 20th. I gotta be honest, I've been waiting for this game for a long time, and for all that time, I've speculated that it's pretty much a Souls-like game, and I'm gonna dive right in because that's what I'm into. But BlackMyth WuKong is not what you thought, and we're about to dive into exactly what it is, a little bit of its origin, and what you should expect come August 20th. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Be Righteous from Identity, and I just play games that I'm into, mainly looters and RPGs. Today we're diving into the much anticipated BlackMyth WuKong, because this game isn't what you thought, like I said before. So let's unravel everything this game is about. Some people have been comparing it to God of War with a little bit of Sekiro, so ultimately we'll just have to find out what it's about once we play the game. But here's what we know so far. First up, the story is pretty traditional. It's based on the classic Chinese novel, Journey to the West, BlackMyth WuKong. It brings to life the tale of the Monkey King. It's a rich narrative filled with mythological elements, intriguing characters, and epic quests. There's actually been some rumors saying that there's over 180 some character types. That's insane. But even though the story may be traditional and familiar, it adds a unique twist. Because the difficulty and challenge, when looking at it, when seeing all those boss fights, you have to compare this to like Elden Ring or any Souls-like game, Dark Souls, with those insanely hard boss fights. Don't get me wrong, I think they're going to be difficult, but not as difficult and punishing as these Souls-like bosses. One thing is there's only one level of difficulty, so everybody will be able to experience the same amount of sweatiness. Like in Remnant 2, they have normal, hard, and they have like difficulties up to apocalypse, so you'll definitely get different experiences in that, but here they have the same experience in regards to difficulty all the way through. But when I look at this gameplay, it seems like the bosses are relentless, and it's not going to be as easy as you might think, even though it's not as hard as the others. So what is this game titled as? Even though it shares the DNA of Souls-likes, BlackMyth WuKong is fundamentally an action RPG. The combat is fluid and dynamic, offering a wide variety of abilities and moves, and one aspect of the combat that makes it unique is the fact that you cannot block. There are only iframe dodges and evade rolling, so you're going to have to be on point in that regard. Plus, in the 3 skill trees that I'm going to highlight in a minute, it talks about another way that you can evade damage. So, speaking of which, each of these skill trees allows you to customize your playstyle, whether you prefer brute force, agility, or mystical abilities. Those are the 3 categories. And this level of customization ensures that every player can find their own unique approach to the game, whatever build you want. If you want to use all magic, you can, because they have some crazy spells that allow you to transform into the essence of bosses that you've defeated. You actually take on their full moveset as you fight. And even though this game is not open world, it has pretty much a linear path. There are certain secret areas that you can explore which allow you to find hidden bosses. And some of these forms that you can take on are missable. So the game encourages you to explore as much as you can so you won't miss any of the awesome abilities that you can add to your character. The agility is pretty much how it sounds. As I said, there's no blocking in this game, no parrying. There are some ways that hint to hitting objects that are thrown at you. I guess that's a form of blocking, but it probably takes a lot of skill to master. Anyways, the agility skill set allows for you to have more of a higher echelon of agility, even though you have a lot already. So this adds to what you already have as WuKong. And this is what I was talking about when I said that there's a move where you can prop up on your staff. I don't know how high this goes up in the air, but it goes pretty high. And as long as you stay up, it utilizes stamina. So this whole system of fighting is going to require good stamina management. And the final skill tree is pretty much brute force, where there are a series of charge attacks and moves that get enemies off balance, guard breaks. You know, those attacks that are for the heavy hitting bosses and the brolic bosses, like you see like giant bear, stuff like that. But I think this is a pretty cool approach. 3 play styles, and I'm sure that you can mix and match these. Like, I remember I was playing Outriders, and they have different trees of customization that you can span through. So you can level up to a certain tree if you want to get a specific talent or ability, then move down to the 3rd tree, add those skill points for a specific ability, which allows for you to use it all at the same time. And I'm sure this is pretty much how this works. Here's something I highlighted before, but let's get more into it. Is this game an open world? Because looking at the gameplay, it looks pretty dynamic. You can see the far reaches of many mountaintops, but can you explore them? Can you go there actually? Well, surprisingly, this game is pretty linear. And as I said, it doesn't really allow you to go to the far reaches of the maps, but there are hidden areas similar to Onimusha a long time ago. That game was great. I think that was classed as a Souls-like game, and it was one of those great games before its time. But that map was linear. Even though you can see all the different areas, you couldn't go there, but it was pretty much aesthetically motivated so that it made the game look beautiful. Similarly, there were hidden areas where you can find secret bosses to unlock other perks to your builds. And I think they're resurrecting a little bit of what Onimusha had back in the day. And I like that. You know, usually in open world games, nowadays, that's all they make. And it's appealing. Everybody loves open world games, but some games can get to the point where the exploring just gets redundant because they have these beautiful areas, but what's the point? Because you go there and there's not much to do. You have these enemies that respawn regularly, and it's not really goal focused enough to have the open world. When you have linear games like WuKong and Onimusha and other games like it, the linear playstyle or the linear style promotes a targeted objective for you to focus on so you can get to where you need to be. And I think that style is appealing as well. So along with this unique style of the game, they have crafting and upgrading, which play a crucial role in your adventure. You know, you'll gather materials and resources to enhance your gear and abilities, ensuring that you're always prepared for the challenge ahead. So this system adds depth and encourages exploration and experimentations, which upgrading always does in any game. But I'm curious to see what type of materials require what and how you obtain them. And just to reiterate, I think that the only dodging is a pretty cool aspect they're adding. It adds to the aesthetic and the style of the game, being that you're the Monkey King and you're agile. I think that it fits the style of the game. Now here's a cool thing. Staff stances. Aside from the skill trees, the 3 different skill trees, there's a completely separate element called staff stances where you get into different stances to fight in a certain style. I think that's very cool, and I'm pretty sure that you can unlock some of these stances by finding secret bosses and hidden areas where you can actually add them to your arsenal of whatever else is in that category. So I'm curious to see what staff stances they have. Overall, how does BlackMyth WuKong set itself apart from other games? Well, it's a blend of deep narrative, challenging gameplay, and innovative mechanics. Just like I spoke of before, like the no dodging, the different staff stances, and the fact that it's presented like a Souls-like, but it's not. In addition, the attention to detail, the cultural richness, and the unique features make it a standout title that promises a memorable game experience. And honestly, we've never really had a Monkey King game, like full game dedicated to it. I think that in and of itself is a reason why it stands out amongst other games. When you look at BlackMyth WuKong, you immediately see that this is something different. You're going to want to play it. I know I am. Come August 20th. I can't wait because I'm primed for it. After playing Shadow of the Erdtree, I think that my thumbs are ready to engage in whatever is necessary because these bosses look awesome and I'm here for the challenge. But there you have it. BlackMyth WuKong is not just another action RPG. It's a game that defies expectations. I'm sure it'll deliver an unforgettable adventure, being that it's been in development for so long. What are your thoughts on this game? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like this conversation, like the video. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new here and hit that notification bell. I'll see you in the next one. Be right out.